Hi, I'm going to show you how to do a report in the Unit4 ERP on payroll transactions. Reports in the Unit4 ERP are sometimes called information browsers, but I'm going to avoid explaining the terms. We're going to go straight into doing a report. So as you can see on screen, I'm already logged into the Unit4 ERP. And on the menu on the left-hand side, I've come down to payroll and I've clicked on payroll. Within the tiles on the screen, you can see reports, and each of these screens has a tile called reports. So I don't really have to be in payroll to come to this screen, but it's just an easy starting point for me. So I'm going to click on create new report. And you can see the tabs now along the top, which is why I could have been in any of those tabs and clicked on payroll here. But as that's where I started from, it said it's assuming that I want to do a report on payroll items. And it lists some of the payroll items that I could report on. And I want to report on transactions. So I'm just going to choose transactions. And when the screen opens, you can see three boxes called transaction states. One of them's ticked. One of them is variable transactions. Proposal transactions are payroll proposals that haven't been finalized. Historical transactions are those where you've confirmed the payroll. I'm going to look at historical transactions, and I'm not going to look at draft transactions that people might be running for different reasons. So that's my only search criteria. Grayed out at the bottom of the screen, you can see some headings that this report is suggesting. And it's making these suggestions based on the fact that I initially said that I wanted to report on payroll transactions. So it's saying, well, maybe you want to see the person in those transactions, their position, the P&D, which is like the pay element, the item of pay. Maybe you want to see the period, and maybe you want to see the amount. And those are all logical things. And we'll come back to that, to how we can change that in a minute. So I could click view result on this now. And in this system, because there is only one payroll period that's been confirmed, there isn't much information to bring back. And so there's no harm in me doing that at all. In your system, you may have been running the Unit4 payroll system for many months and years. So if you clicked on it, because we've not filtered it by a period, it might have a lot of months and years worth of data to go through. So let's just add another search criteria on. So I'm just going to click add criteria. And in this list of things that I could add from a search criteria, I'm going to try and find period. So you can see that I clicked on more there to see more things in this list, and I can see period here. So I'll just tick that. That's my search criteria that I want to add in. And it says, if the period is like, and the period in this system that has been confirmed, I think is 2024-01. So for you, select a period where you know you've either got a confirmed payroll, or if you're looking at payroll proposal transactions where you've run a payroll proposal. So there is actually some transactions to look at, and that's your search criteria. So now let's look at the result. So I've clicked view result, and then it's brought back the headings that were grayed out at the bottom, now with data based on that period here of 2024-01. So I'm just going to expand some of these columns. So that's the name. That's a position, but it's only a position number. And then it's got P&D. And again, that's only a number. And I think that's a bit confusing because I think I don't know what these pay elements are. So what I might do is add in another column here. That's what I want, that tells me what this pay element is. And these were the grayed out items before, and these three dots also appeared before. So I could have done this in an earlier stage, but I can still do it again now. So I'll click on these three dots, and what I'm looking for is the P&D, and it's bringing through the code, which is fine, but I also want the text, which will tell me the description of that P&D. So I've just clicked OK, and it's just updated those results with the text of the P&D. So let's just expand that. So now it tells me the pay item within this payroll, based on the only single filter that I've put in of that particular month. And as I'm looking at this, I think, well, these are all out of order. It looks a bit jumbled. So I want to kind of filter this and sort this into the right order. So the first logical thing I want to sort this on is, well, I do want to see this by person. So I'm going to click and hold on resource ID and then drop it above the table there. So now the data is sorted by resource ID. The payments for each person still seem a bit jumbled up. So actually, I think I'll sort it also by the P&D number. So I've clicked on it and I've dragged it above the table and dropped it. So now it's sorted by resource ID first, and then within each resource ID, the numerical order of the P&D. And so for this person, you can see that he's had basic pay, a number of allowances, some deductions, a pension deduction, gross pay, and so on. Not everybody has that. There are different things going on within this payroll, but you can see that that's the order that we've done this on. And that's a really simple way of looking at payroll transactions. One other final search criteria that I think you'll use really commonly, which I'll tell you about, is adding in resource number. So if we just wanted to look at this number NUK 20002, I can click on change search criteria, where I had the period as my search criteria. And I think, well, now actually I want to add in resource number. So I'm just going to go down through the list, click on more, resource ID. Do I want the code or the text? I don't know these people's names, so I'll click on code. And in this instance, I just want to look at NUK 20002. I think I put too many zeros, so 2. That one. View result. So now, for that one period that we've got it filtered on, we are just looking at this one person and their payroll transactions. My headings have stayed the same. And that is how to do a simple information browser report on payroll transactions in the Unit4 ERP. Thank you.